Hey, so I had this idea to film a perfume review. I got a package in the mail yesterday from Sorce. I first heard about Sorce from Melissa. She did a video reviewing their perfume Snow Moon Magic on TikTok. The brand kind of intrigued me, and I just feel like she knows what she's talking about when it comes to books and perfumes and whatnot. And so I thought that I would purchase a few of their samples. I love perfume brands that give us samples because you don't want to like make a big investment if you don't know if you like it or not. And if a perfume is only available online, then you just feel risky spending a lot of money on a full size or even like a travel size perfume. So I'm really excited that they gave samples so I can kind of just play around, and it's not like a major purchase and I can just see what I like. So I got the package in yesterday. I ordered like 9 or 10 samples. So yeah, let's get started. I really wanted to just rip this open as soon as it came in the mail, but I was like, I could make a fun video. So let's do it. I don't know if you can tell, but the bubble wrap that they came in is like holographic, which is cute. And so this is what the packaging looks like, and it comes with a little card that says "You are magic," which is really cute. This paper is also holographic. You can definitely see that. It's so cute. Okay, I'm excited. These are all the samples I got. This is a lot of perfume. Like when I was just adding them to the cart, I was like, okay, this is some. But now that it's here, I'm like, this is a lot of perfume. Like, I think these are 1 milliliter samples. And so honestly, I feel like this is a pretty generous sample. I spent like $50 on all of this together. I'm not mad at that. This is kind of a lot of fragrance. I need to get like some kind of paper to test them on. Please hold. I'm just gonna cut up this sheet of copy paper to kind of use as like test sample strips. Like, this looks legit enough, All right, so I want to start with the one that I'm most excited about. It's called The Light Through the Clouds. I ordered this one in the alcohol-based spray and in the oil-based spray. So I just kind of wanted to see how the base affected the fragrance. I think that the oil will be stronger, but I think that they mentioned on the website that the alcohol lasts longer. That makes sense to me. Let's see. So I'm going to try both. What is sweet cream? I didn't order sweet cream. I did not order a fragrance called sweet cream. I think they may have given me some extras. This is the Light Through the Clouds with the alcohol base. The notes are Sichuan pepper, sugared lemon, green mandarin, water lily, olibanum, white tea, cloud musk. Who knows what that is? Cloud musk, ambergris. I don't know how to say that. Ambergris. Sandalwood, gurgeon balsam, vetiver, and golden amber. All of the fruit and the pepper notes just made me feel like it's gonna smell good. Okay, so let's stop the dilly-dally. Yeah, this one smells really good. Oh wow. It's not too far from my favorite perfume. My favorite perfume is Sorce by Hermetica. Sorce by Hermetica. This is kind of in the same family. Why was I waving it like that? This is kind of in the same family. I would say it's similar, but it's more powdery. I kind of want to give you like my impressions. It kind of reminds me of like eating Smarties as a kid. You know how Smarties are like not super flavorful? Like they're kind of like a powdery, chalky, not too strong sweet candy. Oh no, I thought it was Smarties. No, it smells like Sweethearts, those little Valentine's Day candies. That's what it smells like. It reminds me very strongly of Sweethearts candies. like the ones that say like little cute things like be mine and all that. It's a powdery, fruity smell. So that's the alcohol one. Let's smell the oil one. This one doesn't have as much of that powdery smell. I feel like it gave me a stronger initial smell, but now it smells very mild. It still kind of has like that sweetheart Smarties kind of smell, but I think that perhaps the fruit comes forward a little bit more in this one. This one is Venus in Fleurs. The notes for this one are ripe mango, carnivorous plants, jasmine absolute, vanilla absolute, and humidity. I am very wary of jasmine scents. I feel like jasmine can just be way too strong, but I was really interested in the ripe mango. And also, what does humidity smell like? I don't know how you would bottle that. I think I have a scent memory when it comes to humidity. It's very humid where I live, but I don't know how you bottle that. I don't know if you just use green plants or if you use some kind of like aquatic fragrance. I don't know. Let's see. Interestingly enough, this one also smells like candy. So this one and all of the rest of the perfumes that I got are oil-based. This one has a stronger, longer lasting smell than the Light in the Clouds in the oil version. The jasmine does come through, but I would say that it's done well. Like, if you're gonna use jasmine, this is how you do it. I don't think that this one is something that I would wear though. It's not bad, it's just I think jasmine can also lean very mature, and like I want to smell mature but not this mature. If you're an older woman, like in your 50s or 60s, I think that this is a nice way to do a floral and get that sharp jasmine smell without it being too overpowering. I think jasmine can often be too sharp, too overwhelming, and too mature for myself. But it's like if you're gonna wear a jasmine, I'd prefer you wear this one. All right, the next one is I thought it was matcha made in heaven. No, this one is match made in heaven. The notes are matcha, vanilla soft serve, almond, cherry blossom, waffle cone, powdered sugar, and sandalwood. I've been kind of like on a matcha obsession lately. I don't know if I even want to smell like matcha. I just thought that it sounded fun. This one's different, but I like it. Very unexpected. I think pretty much every note that is in the description you can distinguish, but they kind of hit you one after another. I smell the matcha, I smell the waffle cone, I smell the vanilla. It reminds me of like the Asian bakeries that I like to go to. So, you know, they have things like ube and matcha and things like that, like Asian ingredients. And so this kind of reminds me of that. It's interesting. This one is interesting. But it's so accurate to the description. I hate when like I smell a perfume. Let me get my feet off the stand. I hate when I smell a perfume and I feel like I cannot distinguish the notes that are in the description. This one, I feel like everything they said was in there is in there. This one is called In Dreams and Fairy Tales. So the notes in Dreams and Fairy Tales are baked meringue, vanilla bean absolute, sugar chamomile, passion fruit, and that's all. Okay. So this one came in multiple versions. You could get like a fruit or a vanilla like add-on to this fragrance, and so I got passion fruit. So let's see how this one smells. I like this one. You definitely smell the passion fruit. It kind of reminds me of like the lip gloss that I would wear as a little girl. Like, you know, like when you get like lip smackers or something like that, like a lip gloss that's designed for little girls and they just smell fruity. Like, that's kind of what this reminds me of. Like, it reminds me of like those super fruity smelling lip glosses, and they would come in like the clear tubes and they would be like pink and purple, and they would probably have a flavor to them too. So like all day you're just licking your lips. That's what it smells like to me. You do kind of get the vanilla at the end also though. I'd be interested to see how this one wears. I wonder if the fruit kind of dries down and you get more of like the vanilla afterward. Perhaps. This one is called This Is Not a Love Spell. I wonder if it was inspired by Love Spell from Victoria's Secret. I have a friend who loved Love Spell growing up. I wonder if she still wears it. But I was also into it. Like, if she had a bottle of it, I definitely was borrowing it. Love Spell hit. Love Spell definitely hit. But this one is This Is Not a Love Spell. The notes are... So sorry, I cannot see. I can't tell if it's... This one is blueberry jam, violet, creeping ivy, lavender, star anise, and vanilla. My fear is that this one's gonna smell like really artificially blueberry. I think that's kind of how I'm feeling about some of them thus far, is that they smell like their description, but they smell a little bit artificial, and I guess I want something that smells natural. Like, if it's gonna have a fruit smell, I want it to smell like a natural fruit smell and not like a candy fruit smell or like a manufactured fruit smell. I'm hoping that the blueberry doesn't smell like a child's eraser. It's not bad, but it is kind of artificial smelling. A lot of these really smell like candy. And I would say that this is no exception. This one also very much smells like candy. I think that's all I have to say about that. So this one is called Sweet Cream. Genuinely, I don't remember ordering this one. The notes for this one are black coffee, almond cream, sandalwood, natural oud, palo santo, tonka bean absolute, and vanilla bean. It sounds like it'll smell good though. I just don't want it to be artificial. Like, a lot of these smell kind of artificial. I think if I was gonna wear one, Match Made in Heaven, The Light in the Clouds, and the passion fruit one, those were nice. I think the rest I don't think I would mess with. And I don't even know if I would like the way Match Made in Heaven would wear on me. I'm pretty confident that The Light in the Clouds would wear nice on me though. I think like citrus I think wears well on me, like bergamot, lemon, things like that. But the rest kind of give candy lip gloss. They're kind of giving lip smackers. I hate to say that though. Like, it's a small business. Like, I feel like I don't want to roast them. I have a small business. I'll be honest, but not brutal. So let's check out Sweet Cream. This one is nice. I mean, it smells like coffee and cream. I would say that this is a very accurate representation of the description, as they all have been. They've all been accurate. I feel like that's very accurate. I feel like it's wearable. I feel like it's approachable. If you like something that's a little bit gourmand, but it's not too strong, I think that one could work really well for you. That one's nice. I would wear that one. This one is called Moon Magic. I'm excited about this one, but I'm a little bit nervous. The notes are lavender sugar, vanilla milk, chai spices, tonka, cashmere, ambroxan, and crystals. I don't know what crystals smell like. The thing is, it sounds lovely, and I love lavender. I love vanilla. I'm nervous. I'm gonna be really disappointed if this one doesn't smell like pretty. Like, if it smells too candy-like, I'm gonna be really upset. I think that this one is the most grown up out of all of them. The lavender is the strongest note, but you do get that warm chai spice. The warm chai spice kind of adds complexity to it, so it's not so just flat and floral. I'm gonna wear this one. This one smells like an Earl Grey a little bit. It smells cozy. This one reminds me of going into an antique shop. Like, you know, like when you go into like an antique shop, or even like a place that kind of masquerades as an antique shop, and they have like a bunch of candles, and there's like a lot of wood paneling around, and they have like, it kind of reminds me of like a Like those pine cones, like those holiday pine cones. That's kind of what the chai smells like. It kind of smells like those holiday pine cones, and that's why it smells so cozy. This one I literally just bought because of the name. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I bought this one because it's called English Major, and I was an English major. And I just feel like if I vibe with the scent that's called English Major, I don't know. I just thought that having a scent called English Major would be so chic. Like, that just sounds chic, you know? Like, I'm wearing English Major. And I'm always interested in brands that come out with a fragrance with a book note or like a paper note, because I just am curious about different brands' interpretation on what paper smells like. So the notes in English Major are library books, Orris Absolute, Marshmallow, Decalepis Absolute, Decalipis Absolute, I don't know how to say that, Carrot Seed, Sandalwood, and Fallen Leaves. This is why we buy samples, because these notes don't immediately draw me in, but that's why I bought it in a sample, because sometimes you try something and you realize you like it, okay? Sometimes you try something you don't expect to like and you end up liking it. So let's just see. And I don't think I've ever smelled a perfume with a carrot note. Is that not intriguing? This one is hard to describe. Like, it smells like it's about to take you to a candy note, but then it doesn't. This reminds me of something very specific. I feel like I had a perfume that I wore in middle school or high school, and it reminds me of this. I feel like I need more of, like, I'm actually gonna put a little bit more on my little tester strip because I can't quite put my finger on how to describe this one. Okay, I figured it out. If you have ever used that body wash, it's like a golden orangey body wash. If I can find a picture of it, I'll put it on the screen. The vanilla in English Major smells like the vanilla in that body wash. It's not called Crush. It might be called Crave or something. It's like, I remember getting that body wash from like the dollar store or something, because it smells so good. Like, I think I was in the dollar store for something else and I ended up getting that body wash. But it has like those gold beads in it. Some of y'all might know what I'm talking about. But the vanilla in that smells like this. It has a little earthiness to it, but it smells a lot like the vanilla from that body wash I wore a million years ago. I kind of understand the papery note. I think mainly though, I smell like the fallen leaves note. I think I smell the fallen leaves and the vanilla. Oh, actually, there's not a vanilla note in here. I can't say that I really smell carrot, but I think I smell the leaves and the marshmallow. Yeah, I'm reminded of that body wash. I liked that body wash. I think I'm gonna go smell some coffee beans so that I don't like totally wear myself out. I only have a few more, but I'm gonna go smell some coffee beans and kind of wipe off my hands so that I can give a more accurate review for the last few. All right, I think my nose is ready to jump back in. So our next perfume is called 2 a.m. in Lafayette. If you read the description on the website, it was kind of based on like the supernatural experience that the owner and her husband, I think, went through. So, I mean, it's Lafayette. What are you gonna do? So the notes for this one are vanilla carbon dioxide, oak moss, cafe au lait, caramel, beignets, and powdered sugar. This smells dead on like a coffee shop. Like, if you like this one smells more coffee-like than the sweet cream one. This one smells exactly like walking into a coffee shop. 100%. Dead on. I'm gonna put it on the tester and see if I can get a little bit more of like the oak moss, because I think that's one of the top notes. But really, I smell the coffee, I smell the caramel, I smell the sweetness. But I don't smell like that herbal oak moss. Yeah, this is 100% a coffee shop. It's a warm, comforting fragrance. I like this one a lot. Honestly, I think in general, a lot of these could benefit from being a little bit more bitter Like if they had the rind of a fruit. A lot of these smell sweet, a little bit too sweet and a little bit too artificial. And if that's your vibe, cool. But I think that like a fragrance is meant to be a little bit mysterious. Maybe if the oak moss was a little bit stronger, or if there was just something else that kind of made this a little bit more bitter and a little bit more complex, you would have a more developed fragrance that wasn't so literal. I think that this would work better perhaps as a seasonal room spray. Like if you're one of those people who likes like gourmand candles, like if you like the coffee candle, the pie candle, like if you're into that, I think that this would make a nice room fragrance for the colder seasons. Yeah, I just think a lot of these are too literal. I don't think a fragrance is supposed to be too straightforward. Like when people smell you, you kind of want them to wonder like, what is that? All right, this next one I'm not going to say the name of. I'm not going to say the name of this one, but I'm just going to call it Foolery. And if you look on the website, then you'll know what I'm talking about. I was actually very excited about the notes in this fragrance though. Luxardo cherry, caramelized sugar, cinnamon, vanilla, sandalwood, tobacco absolute, and clean sheets. I think after smelling almost all of them at this point, I'm excited honestly for the tobacco note because I hope that that brings balance to the sugar and the vanilla and the cherry. So I'm hoping that this one has more depth and complexity than some of the other ones I've smelled. I don't think this one is going to smell too literal. The inspiration behind this one is kind of coming from like a lot of different places. Like you have a linen, you have a fruit, you have smoke, you know? So like, I think honestly, I think having what I'm kind of learning right now is that I think for a fragrance to be really good, it needs to combine multiple sources. It can't just be one context. I think you need to have like a layer, like layers of context for it to smell good, or for at least, maybe not even for it to smell good. I think that for it to be a well-rounded and complex fragrance, you need to have multiple layers of context. I don't think that it works well when the context is singular and immediately recognizable. You definitely smell the cherry, but I appreciate the supporting actors in this fragrance. Can't tell if that's too much cherry. I think it might be a touch too much cherry for me. But I will try this one out, out on a regular day. I like that this one is more complex than a lot of the other ones. It's not so literal. I feel like I hardly come across cherry in fragrances, and so like I don't think I would have immediately recognized this, but knowing that it's cherry, I can definitely smell the cherry. But honestly, the tobacco and the cinnamon are kind of like, they're like the side character that you actually watch the show for. Like you may not be that invested in the main character, but the main character's best friend who gets like 2 scenes per episode is your favorite character. This one also smells very winter forward. Last but not least, we have A Witch's Valentine. I was very excited about the notes in this one. I hope that I like it. Let's see. So the notes in this one are marshmallow, Moroccan rose, raspberry puree, white chocolate, and suede. I hope that the suede really do what it need to do. I hope that the suede really just carries this one into like a more mature fragrance. I love rose with fruit, like rose and lemon. Hopefully the rose and raspberry smells nice together. I think a lot of these just smell very literal. Or candy-like. I don't know. Sometimes I think that I'm being very negative throughout a video, and then like I go back and watch it, I'm like, I actually wasn't that negative. I think right now I'm feeling like I'm being very negative, but when I go back and edit it, hopefully I realize, okay, like I was not being as rude as I thought. Sometimes you just have to step away from something you're working on to really understand how you feel about it. A Witch's Valentine. This one I really like. This one is one of my top ones. I'm glad I saved it for last. Like I said, I love rose and fruit. That comes through. But it's also creamy from the marshmallow. This one I could see myself buying in a larger size. So let's kind of do like, should I rank them? I should have put them in order or something. Oh my god, I have all these. Oh my god. I don't think I'm gonna remember everything. I mean, I could re-smell them. Okay, so I've ranked them kind of in 3 distinct categories. So at the bottom are perfumes that I either thought were just not complex enough. None of them smell bad. Like, let me be clear about that. None of them smell bad. I think it's just that in the bottom category, they're just not what I'm looking for. None of them are offensive or anything like that. They're just too candy-like for me. So the bottom tier, it's just they're too candy-like or they're too literal, okay? So at the very bottom, this is not a love spell. And after smelling a few, I was nervous to smell this one because I thought it would be too artificial, and it was. The blueberry smell just smelled too much like a fragrance that's meant to appeal to a child. Like, I think I mentioned when I was about to smell this one that I hope it didn't smell like a child's eraser, and it did kind of remind me of that kind of vibe, like something that, like a child's scented school supply, like a, oh my god, like a scented marker. Like, this one kind of reminded me of like a scented marker. One step above that is Venus and Fleurs, and I was kind of disappointed by this. I was really excited about the mango, but again, it's just a little bit too artificial. I'd be willing to wear that one on my, like, actually wear that one for like a few hours and kind of see if it smells a little bit better on my skin. So just keep that in mind. Like, I'm not wearing these, so obviously they're gonna smell different on skin than they would just right out of the tube. So just because I got so many, I didn't want to put them all on my skin and then give myself a headache or just irritate myself by having all these fragrances on my body. So next we have Foolery. I like where this one is going. I like that it had, like I said, like a linen smell, a tobacco smell, like a linen smell, a smoky smell, vanilla, some sugar, and the cherry. I just think that the cherry was a little bit too overpowering. I just feel like this one could work really well if the notes were just balanced a little bit differently. So then next up we have 2 AM in Lafayette. This one smells nice. It's just so literal. Like, it smells exactly like a coffee shop. And so I just don't feel like there was enough mystery to this one. There wasn't enough complexity to it to like really draw me in. It smells good though. Like, if you like a coffee smell, you know what though? I think that if you layered this one with something else, then you'd have a hit. Like, there are multiple notes, like there's caramel, there's powdered sugar, there's cafe au lait, but you know, like, they all kind of come together. Like, it just smells like a coffee, right? I think that if you layered this one with another perfume, then you could get the complexity that I'm looking for. If you're looking for that, I think that with something else, you could get like a nice, complex, not too on the nose fragrance. This one is nice. I'd recommend this one if you like coffee. All right, and moving on to like my next category. So in this category, I guess these are fragrances like I'm not 100% sure. I'm gonna try them and just kind of see. Like, my mind isn't totally made up about these. Last is Moon Magic. I like this one, but I think similarly to Foolery, I think that I wish that it was just balanced a little bit differently. The lavender is very strong, and while I do really like lavender, I think it just needed more support from those like base notes. Like, I don't think I wanted like a standout note, and this one, it smells lavender, and then it's like, oh, and it's a little bit spicy. It's like it's like a lavender fragrance, and then you kind of get like an after smell of that chai fragrance. And I think I just would have liked to see those levels a little bit closer so that the fragrance overall could be a little bit more mysterious. One thing I will add about this one though is I think that this would make a great incense or candle smell. Like, it smells like something you'd want around you. It smells like an aromatherapy, like for bath time. Like, it's a great spa smell, a great bath time smell. Like, I think with it being so herbal and those more earthy notes being kind of in the background, I think that it'd make a nice calming aromatherapy room fragrance, more so than a perfume, I think. And then we have Sweet Cream. I can't remember if this is the one where I was like, yeah, I think that's all I have to say about that. It smells like sweet cream. It smells like sweet cream. And so I think that's another one that would pair really well with another fragrance. I think that Sweet Cream would make a great base, and you can kind of customize it and kind of go in a lot of different directions with that one. Like, you could probably add a more gourmand on top of it. You could add something fruity on top of it. You could add something sweet on top of it. You could add something bitter on top of it. I think Sweet Cream is a good base, but it's not like a standout to me. That one may be the most approachable out of all of them because it kind of just smells like a vanilla. Next we have Match Made in Heaven. I think initially I was wowed by this one, but I think really I kind of was wowed because I think it's really interesting when a fragrance can deliver different notes one at a time, which this one did. This one was extremely accurate to the description. Most of them are. I would say, honestly, all of them were pretty accurate to the description. This one, like, actually smells like matcha and a waffle cone and vanilla soft serve. This one was one of the more interesting perfumes, but I'm not 100% sold on whether I want to smell like that. But I think that this one was one of the most interesting ones. I'll definitely be trying it out though. Next up is English Major. I think that English Major is very similar to Sweet Cream in that it's a great starting point. And if you want to layer other fragrances on top, then by all means. It's not like, kind of like Sweet Cream, I don't feel like it has like a wow factor to it. I feel like it kind of needs something spicy or citrusy. I feel like it needs something to lift it. But at the same time, I mean, it's meant to be cozy. It's meant to evoke the feeling of being in a library. So, I don't know. I'm just talking. And then the top one for this section is In Dreams and Fairy Tales. And like I said, I got the passion fruit version of this one. I'm glad I got this one in the passion fruit version. The fruit really helps distinguish it from the other fragrances. Without the passion fruit, I think it would have ended up smelling very similar to English Major or Sweet Cream. Just kind of general. I think it really would have ended up smelling like Sweet Cream. Like, just kind of general gourmand. Nothing really too strong or distinguishing. So I think that the passion fruit really helps. So I'm excited to see how that one lays on my skin, because if that fruit comes out, then I think that it'll be something I could wear regularly. And now for my top two fragrances. So my top two were A Witch's Valentine and The Light Through the Clouds, which I'm not surprised by. When I was reading the notes, those two fragrances were the ones I was most excited about. So I'm glad that I know what I like just from reading. That gives me more confidence to buy more fragrances based on the notes in the future. The Light Through the Clouds has a really nice citrus smell to it, and that's something that I really gravitate towards. I think that they just wear really well on me. I love lemon, and I like the mandarin in here as well. I want to wear this one and hopefully get a little bit more of the peppery smell. This just feels like a really well thought out fragrance. Light, and it's fresh and it's fruity. This one has a little bit more character to it than a lot of the other ones do. And I really liked A Witch's Valentine. Like I said earlier, I love rose and fruit. And I think that the rose and raspberry works really well together, and it's creamy with the marshmallow and the white chocolate. As you'd assume by the name, it smells romantic, and similar to the Light Through the Clouds, I think that it has just a little bit more character to it, and it's not so obvious. So I think that those two just distinguish themselves a lot more, and they kind of evoke a little bit more curiosity than some of the ones that kind of just smelled very, very literal. So those are my top two, The Light Through the Clouds and A Witch's Valentine. Those two smell very similar to some of my favorite perfumes, so that's not surprising. But I think it's okay to have variations of your favorites. So yeah, I hope that this was fun. As always, I hope that you really enjoyed watching. If you'd like to be added to my monthly newsletter, you can DM me at House Gustav Store on Instagram, and I can add your email address to my monthly newsletter. Right now, my shop is closed, and so I'm not sending out emails from the store. I'm just sending them out from a different email address. And so if you'd like to be added to my monthly newsletter, where I talk about monthly favorites, updates from the store, personal updates, then I'd love to have you in my little internet community. Once again, I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that you have a lovely rest of your day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!